Good morning, everybody. It is December 19th, 2022, almost 6 a.m. Central. All right, and this is today's plan of attack. It's going to be a tricky day, in my opinion. Reason being, well, it's kind of like in a unique spot for picking 0 days to expiration trade, so you do have to be particular on your entry, in my opinion. So, if you're new to watching this, well, like you see, is we are in a channel lower. We did rally up, resistance held, and now we're down, and this grayed out zone is what I'm looking at to be support and resistance area, an inflection point, if you will. But today it's kind of what makes it tricky is we have to really ask ourselves. I'm going to zoom in here and zoom out a little bit. We really have to ask ourselves, okay, so we had one big down move, another down move. We're currently sitting on top of the 50-day SMA. Now the question is, do we think we're going to have another move down? Completely possible. Or is it going to hold, retest this resistance level of this head and shoulder formation that has appeared and has broken down as well? So, or does price, like I said, rally up to here for the day, or maybe even just go sideways and then back down? So this is daily perspective view. Not to say we can't bust completely lower, which is completely possible, but let's look at an intraday perspective. All right, so I actually want to minimize that one. All right, so here's ES. Like I said, this is that grayed out zone where I'm looking at it, which price is currently in, where I'm looking for price to somewhat respect it here and see how it unfolds. But as far as like the plan for a 0 days to expiration trade and a trading futures, you look right here, price is reacting right off the 30-minute 21 EMA, and then we're just stuck in the zone. On the larger time frame, we see we do have red candles, which implies that there is more bearishness than bullishness, and then there is also a 30-minute squeeze unfolding, and now a larger time frame sell signal as I'm talking about this. So what I would like to play out, honestly, is just get some sell signals near the open as the price breaks below VWAP, and we play it back down to the short side, but we also have to be acknowledging that there is the 50-day SMA down here. All right, cool. So that's kind of like the range we have to play, depending on how you wish to play it, to the downside. Now, what about an upside move? Say we start to get a bunch of buy signals, right, and this 30-minute squeeze starts to turn bullish, and we have buy signals on this side. You can't ignore, okay, price wants to indeed go up and potentially retest these levels. But there's a few issues along the way. There is the 60-minute 50 EMA right here, and here is the daily 5 EMA. And I put Friday's open up here because if I do play it to the upside, that is going to be an area worth noting as well, because that may be an area where price may want to turn around. So, in a nutshell, today, it's like I said, it's tricky. Today's in a particular moment, but if you let the larger time frames be your guide, kind of like right here, there is sell signals starting to appear against a resistance zone, which is this grayed out zone. And if this maintains selling signals, then I do like it playing to the downside. Then you just have to acknowledge that there's like a 50-day SMA down here. Or, so, yeah, 50-day SMA. But this is the ES, and something we're thinking about is like I've been correlating both SPX and ES charts, trying to get the better picture. So we think about it, say price was to start to turn lower here, and see how price is up about only 0.25%. If we look at SPX, so that means we should open about relatively flat or slightly up, right? So if we're opening up slightly up, then if we look here, then potentially SPX should be opening right at the 30-minute 21 EMA. So that's why I like to sell signals kind of like at the open where it's at, because ideally, if price opens up near the 30-minute 21 EMA, there'll be sell signals, right? And then you just take it lower. So the reason I like that is simply because that correlates with multi-time frame alignment. But playing to the upside, I think, is tricky based off of how that resistance level held on the daily time frame. But I also acknowledge that, retesting this resistance level before going lower also could play out heading into the new year. So honor your position sizing, follow the pretty colors, as they say, and just let it all unfold, really. Or you don't even have to take a trade today. For me, end of the year trades, particularly around this time frame and continuing forward, kind of gets a little tricky for me. Probably a psychology issue that I have, but it's probably gonna all or I just tend to play it a little bit closer to hand because you don't want to like end the year badly after you've been doing so well, all because you're forcing trades. And the market certainly is tricky now. But ultimately, what I'm probably going to end up looking for me anyways, if the sell signals maintain over here against resistance, I am going to look for those sell signals at this zone to take it lower, but be ready to cut it quickly if I need to, because if that moving average holds. But at the same time, I also thought that moving average was going to hold on Friday, and that did not happen. So what do I know? But ultimately, that's what I would like to see. And just for a quick recap, sell signals near this level, back down to about here. But if we're going to play the upside and we get a bunch of buy arrows pointing up, and I would like to see arrows or at least dots on this side, push it to the upside, and then be mindful of the 60-minute 50 EMA and Friday's open and be ready to manage it there as well. So tricky spot. Maybe a daily iron condor wouldn't hurt, but do whatever makes sense to you. But that's all I have for you. Kind of a tricky spot. But I hope everyone has an awesome day and had an awesome weekend. And I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.